Pastor Adam Levecki here. I want to share a thought with you. In Proverbs 22:8, it says this: "He who sows iniquity will reap sorrow." And because we have institutionalized iniquity, and because we celebrate iniquity, sorrow has multiplied. And there's a lot of people that are anxious, depressed, sad, frustrated, and the reason is because of iniquity. And sin stops us from knowing God, but iniquity stops God from knowing us. And when God doesn't know us and we don't know God, we're not doing well. And so sorrow, depression, anxiety, fear, these are all symptoms of people who don't know God. Now, that doesn't mean people who do know God don't battle with sorrow or anxiety or fear, but we have someone who is our shield and someone who fights the battle for us and with us, and we have victory over the battle because he has overcome the world. But that's for the believer. But for someone who's not a believer, they don't have that same level of victory, and the good news is for them, and the good news lets them know that Jesus died and Jesus rose, and the way he overcame the world, they can overcome the world when they put their faith in him. And when we put our faith in him, it has the power to align our thoughts and align our feelings and bring true and real freedom. And so I encourage you that if you're battling with something like depression or anxiety, before you go get medicated, why don't you ask yourself, is there things that you are intentionally doing that are wrong, that you know that are wrong, because that may be the source of your sorrow? This is just something to consider. I'm not saying that because you're sorrowful or because you're depressed, you've done something wrong, but I'm just saying this is something to consider. We live in a generation that's very anxious and very medicated, but we also live in a generation that has institutionalized and celebrated iniquity. And so it's almost like what you sow, you reap. And so I think it's important for us to really consider our ways and to ask the Lord to search our heart so that we can walk in real freedom. If this was helpful to you, I encourage you to share it with someone. Bless you guys.